Have you ever looked at all this stuff happening with artificial intelligence and wondered, what is it really all about? And more importantly, how could someone like me actually get involved? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to break down. This isn't just about watching the future happen, this is your official invitation to start building it.
I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. AI isn't just another app or a piece of code. Think of it as the intelligence, the actual decision-making engine that's starting to power pretty much everything around us. So if AI is the brain, let's take a look at how it's already working in our daily lives. Seriously, you're already using AI every single day, probably without even thinking about it, right? When you ask your smart assistant for the weather, or when Netflix suggests a movie you actually want to watch, or when you see those incredible self-driving cars on the news. That's all AI. It's kind of snuck into the fabric of our world.
Okay, so if we're going to wrap our heads around this world's new brain, we have to start with the basics. Let's get down to it. What are we really talking about when we say artificial intelligence?
At its absolute core, it boils down to this. We're trying to build machines that have human-like intelligence. And the key words there are think, learn, and make decisions. See, this isn't just about a machine following a script we wrote for it. It's about that machine being able to adapt, to improve, all on its own.
And AI isn't just one big, mysterious thing. It's really a huge collection of super interesting fields. You've got machine learning, which is all about systems learning from data. Then there's deep learning, which uses these complex networks, inspired by our own brains, by the way, to find patterns. It's a whole incredible ecosystem of technology.
All right, so we get what it is, but here comes the most important part of this whole conversation. Why does any of this matter to you? Because this isn't just some topic for a university class. This is a technology that is actively building our future. And honestly, it needs people like you, from all kinds of backgrounds, to help shape it. And I mean, just look at the reach. It's everywhere. From helping doctors diagnose diseases way earlier in healthcare, to making transportation safer and more efficient, to protecting our data in cybersecurity, and even creating personalized entertainment. This isn't some niche little tech trend. It is a full-blown revolution. So what does all that mean for you? It means that learning these skills puts you on a path to some of the most exciting, in-demand jobs for the next decade and beyond. And these aren't just jobs. They're careers where you get to tackle huge, meaningful problems and make a real impact on the world.
Now, I know this all might sound incredibly complex, but the best way to learn any of this stuff is simply by doing it. So how do you go from being just curious to being someone who can actually build this stuff? Well, the secret is a hands-on approach, and we're going to check out how the ITC AI team makes that happen.
It's actually a pretty straightforward path. First, you start with the core concepts. Got to have that foundation. Then you get your hands dirty playing around with data. And finally, you take everything you've learned and you use it to build actual working AI projects. It's all about that journey from theory to practice.
Exactly. That's the key right there. This isn't about sitting in a lecture hall passively listening for hours. No way. This is an active, super engaging environment where you're training models, you're analyzing data, and you're really understanding how these systems tick from the inside out.
So, let's get specific. What exactly would you be putting in your personal AI toolkit? Let's pop the hood and see what skills and industry-standard tools you'd actually master.
You're really going to cover the whole spectrum here. You'll start with the fundamentals, understanding the different types of machine learning. You'll master Python, which is the language of AI. Then you'll dive into the really cool stuff, neural networks, computer vision, which is about teaching computers to see, and natural language processing, which is all about understanding human language. Plus, you'll pick up critical data skills that are valuable no matter what you do.
And get this, you're not learning on some watered-down, for beginners-only software. Nope. You'll be using the exact same tools the pros use. TensorFlow, PyTorch, Scikit-learn. These are the powerhouses that run AI at companies like Google and Meta, and tons of startups. You're building with what the industry actually uses.
So what kind of cool stuff can you actually build with all this? Well, imagine creating your own chatbot that can answer questions, or maybe an app that can recognize different objects in a photo. Or how about a system that recommends music or movies, just like Spotify or Netflix? These are the kinds of real, tangible projects you'll be able to build. Okay, now listen up, because this might be the most important point we make all day. What do you need to get started? The answer is so much simpler than you think. You need to be curious. You need a little creativity, and you need to want to learn. That's it. You do not need to be a math genius, and you absolutely do not need any prior experience. The ITC AI Teams program is built from the ground up for beginners just like you. So,
We've covered the what, the why, and the how. Now there's only one thing left, and it's the most exciting part. It's your invitation to get in the game and start building.
And that's really what this is all about. This is the place where your ideas, your creativity, your imagination, they get to meet the technology that can actually bring them to life. It's about creating, innovating, and solving problems that matter.
The tools are here, the community is ready and waiting for you, and the future, well, it's not going to build itself. So, the only question left is, are you ready to be one of its architects?